Councilwoman Courtney Watson here. There she is. Come on up front. My favorite Howard County councilperson.
Good evening, everyone. It's really my pleasure to be here tonight, and it's been a wonderful program. I didn't catch the first part, but I came in about halfway, and it's really been great to have so many experts that were here. You can tell us about Agnes. I was actually here in Hurricane Agnes. I think I was maybe 9 years old, and my father was, coincidentally, a county council person, Ed Cochran. And so he was on the county council, and at that time, council was elected at large, so there were no districts. There was no one district like there is now. And all of the members of the county council were extremely concerned about the flooding that they thought was going to happen in downtown Ellicott City. But at the time, no one, once the waters came up, everybody was stranded in their houses. We were stranded in Clarksville, so he couldn't get down to Ellicott City until the waters receded. But once that happened, he took my little brother and me in the car and drove us down there, and it was amazing to see where that high water mark had been and after the water had receded. And as a councilman for the district now, I got just a little tiny taste of this last August when Ellicott City flooded in that sort of freak thunderstorm. It was in August, I believe, right? And just what the lady was saying earlier about the streams. The water came from the top of Ellicott City, the top of Main Street, and went down because there was a stream that had backed up and flooded down Main Street. It was very scary there, and there's some great videos of it on YouTube, on my Facebook page, that people had taken with their iPhones, which can really show what it looked like and how fast that water went down the street. And as it was coming down the street, cars were trying to drive up Main Street. And it was scary. You know, you don't think that the water's going to sweep you away, but it did knock over a couple of people. So just a small taste of what it must have been like, hearing Mrs. Bounds talk about, it's great to have her here because she can tell us exactly what happened and what it was like to be here during that time. So great evening in remembrance, and my job is to present the joint Howard County, Maryland proclamation. I know my friend Tom Quirk was here earlier, and he and I share sort of the border of this area of Ellicott City. And this is for Kit Valentine, and we are very, very grateful for his work. I'm going to read this proclamation, which is from the Howard County Executive, Ken Ullman, and the Howard County Council. Whereas Kit Valentine has served as the president of the Friends of Patapsco Heritage Greenway for the past 12 years, and is known for his fierce determination and nonstop energy when it comes to the environment and the historical culture of the Patapsco Valley. And whereas, under Kit's great leadership, the Patapsco Heritage Greenway developed a Patapsco Heritage Trail map for biking and hiking, increased interpretive signs throughout Patapsco Valley State Park, and held a number of stream cleanups to improve and protect our waterways. And whereas Kit's calm demeanor and sense of purpose has shaped the Patapsco Heritage Greenway into a thriving and proactive grassroots organization that continues to make a difference in the preservation, protection, and enhancement of the history, heritage, and natural resources of the Patapsco Valley. Now therefore we, the Howard County Executive and the Howard County Council, thank him for many years of service as we do hereby proclaim April 10th, 2012, Kit Valentine Day in Howard County, Maryland.
And Becky Valentine, can you come up? For putting up with us all these years and keeping Kit in line I want to thank you for all you've done. He's not leaving us, but we do want to thank him. And the board of directors authorized me to send one of our finest down to Tercigals and got you a gift certificate so you can take your girlfriend out to dinner and a card from the board.
My first responsibility is to remind you of the Garlic Mustard Challenge that we sponsor the first Sunday in May. They will be down in the Orange Grove area this year. And this is one of the activities we have where we try to educate our young folks, particularly, on what an invasive species is. And this is one of those challenges. You know, we have many invasive species, obviously, in the Patapsco. But the garlic mustard is one that's easily identified and is edible to some degree. And young folks have a lot of fun just pulling it. And we have contests they pull up to see who gets the most up and that kind of thing. Very briefly, I am grateful, first of all, for this opportunity to have been working with Howard County and Baltimore County for these past 12 years. I do not intend to be gone in any respect. I'm still on the board, and I am just going to be doing perhaps a little different kinds of things. And after 12 years, I figured it's opportunity for someone to provide a little new energy and opportunity into the organization. I've been absolutely privileged and delighted to have been working with so many of you folks in different capacities, from volunteers that we meet for the very first time, like John, and you know, some folks just kind of keep stepping forward and stepping forward and stepping forward. And when you look at the difference that we have made, you know, when we first started, I could conduct one cleanup in the spring, and if I could conduct a second cleanup in the fall, I thought I was really doing great. Now we're doing 20 cleanups fairly regularly in the spring, and a couple of more cleanups in the fall. We're doing tree plantings and those kind of activities. And we also have the historical standpoint. And so one of the things that we're working on right at this moment is the Thomas Viaduct. As John Slater has been working on this to try to renovate that and to get it so that people can appreciate this magnificent structure that has been in place for since 1835, has gone through these storms, and it has taken the stresses and the strains of these kind of floods on the lateral portion of the bridge. Excuse me. I mean, you built these things so that it would hold a 16-ton locomotive to begin with, and now we have 6 200-ton locomotives that are running across there fairly routinely. But it fascinates me that the strength of a flood that's hitting it on its side, with all the trees and the debris and the cars and the tank trucks and everything that are coming down through there, still leave that structure in place. And I would also just like to mention that in November, I think it's the 3rd and 4th, that we will be having a Discover Daniels Day. As you have seen here, that was one of those areas that was almost completely destroyed as a result of Hurricane Agnes. And it's been a magnificent venture, and I deeply appreciate the folks that I've had an opportunity to work with, and I intend to continue on doing so. Blessings to you all, and thank you very much.
Well, this concludes our program for tonight, and I just wanted to thank all the people that organized this. It was all run by volunteers, so thank you for all you do. We look forward to seeing you, and thanks for coming out tonight. Good night.